The show Loose Booty is a show based on the idea of found materials, things that are out in the landscape, in the atmosphere that you can pluck out and then use to make new work. The artist Pascal Rousson, who lives in London as well, we were talking about putting a show together, and he was speaking of inviting two artists from Switzerland, from Geneva, that he knew. And I was looking at the work they were making and thought that, you know, along with the work I made, there was a way of bringing in another couple of artists that all work in a similar fashion, kind of borrowing things, putting things together to come up with new ways of making work. So there's various things in the show. There's sculpture, there's painting, there's actually film works. There's a film that's being projected onto the ground, for instance, a film that's made in 1980, and we've re-shown it in a new version where it's being projected on the ground. There's two artists, Eileen Simpson and Ben White, who work as the Open Music Archive. What they do is they research artists, musicians who have written music that has now fallen out of copyright, which is that the artist has been dead for 70 years, and therefore the music that they've written becomes open source. So they use that to make new recordings. They invite people to make cover versions of these songs that have been around for a long time, and they try to reinvent those, a lot of times through remixing and making new versions in that way. This is the work that I put in this show. I have for some time really stopped painting. I'm very interested in painting and painted for many years, but for the last few years I've just given up picking up a paintbrush and painting in this way. So what I've done here is just collected a whole series of paintings that are all of a certain genre. They're all paint by number paintings that come from kits from the 1950s and 60s, painted by people from all over the place, mostly in North America, in Canada, often in the northern part of the United States, where it's very cold in winter, I think. People needed a hobby so to keep them busy before the internet or much cable television. And so there happens to be quite a lot of paintings from this time. So what I've done is I've constructed a landscape, like a fictional landscape that could be the Alps, could be the Rockies. It's kind of an idealized mountainscape, and I've arranged it so that it's like a continuous mountainscape that kind of traverses the whole of the gallery, the architecture of the gallery, of a part of it. This is a piece called Drift. So that's one way in which the idea has been spun out, you know. The exhibition started in London in January. It was shown at Vegas Gallery in London, and then it moved on to Geneva. It was shown in Freestudios in Geneva, and now the last stop is here at K3 in Zurich. One of the interesting things about showing, for instance, in London, was that the gallery is on Redchurch Street in London, which is one street over from Brick Lane, where there's this kind of famous old market that's gone on for ages, where people come and sell all manner of things, and where, quite frankly, a lot of the things from the show may have come from, or could quite easily come from. So we were quite interested in this version. In London, we showed almost everything on the floor of the gallery as in homage to the way in which it would be seen at Brick Lane, spread out on blankets, on pallets, just this kind of vernacular of this sort of display method where you come and see goods on the ground, really. And then when we moved on to Geneva, there was this idea that the Plan Palais market happened just really a couple of streets over from the space where we showed. So again, we kind of carried on with this. Quite a lot of the show is in the floor. Now, in a way, the show has evolved a little bit. It's not so much ground-based, I think, but I think the show inhabits quite a lot of the different architectural features of the K3 space, which has a lot of character. It's not a simple white box. It's got a lot of nooks and crannies, and it's given us a lot of opportunities to work with, really.